Hello and welcome to the introductory video to Introduction to Sociology, SY 221, section 008 for the spring 2019 semester for an online class taught by myself, Dr. Sarah Donnelly. In this video, I'm going to go over the syllabus, and I'm also going to go over, do a little kind of introduction into the course website and kind of how I use Blackboard for this course and so on and so forth. So a little bit of information about where I'm located. I'm located in Brewer Hall in room 324, and I have office hours on Monday and Wednesday from 12:15 to 2, and on Tuesday from 10:30 to 4. My phone number and my email are available here. The best way to get a hold of me is actually through email. I check it fairly regularly and will typically respond to you within an hour, at the latest within 24 hours. Over the weekend, that's of course a different story. If it's an urgent email, I'm always continuously checking my email. If it's urgent, I'll respond to it. If it's not, I'll wait until the following working day. All right, so your text for this class is a text by Anderson, Taylor, and Logio, and it's called Sociology, the Essentials, the 9th edition. You can buy it in the bookstore or you can buy it online. Please note that there's a learning component, a Cengage Mind Tap that often accompanies this version of the textbook. Please be aware that you do not need that Mind Tap access code for this class. You just need a copy of the book. So if you want to get it at the bookstore, a used one at the bookstore, or get it on, Amazon or Chegg or whatever you want to do, if you want to get an e-version, go ahead and do it. But just make sure that you have that copy of the textbook because you will be utilizing that this semester. So what is sociology? Obviously, it's the study of humans and how they interact with one another, and then also how things like social institutions, like the family, education, the state shape our day-to-day lives and our life chances. And so this class, obviously as an introduction to sociology, really offers a survey of what the discipline is, how we view society, how we study society, and then, the importance of taking on a sociological perspective or the sociological imagination. So we will kind of briefly touch on all of the main topics. Here's some of those: culture, socialization, groups, communities, institutions, inequality, and change. So if we look down to the course requirements, there are several of these. Notice that this week you are required to do the syllabus quiz and the introduction discussion board. So that's introducing yourself to the class and then also going over the syllabus and taking a quiz over it, and that's worth 30 points. Notice these are separate from all of these other portions of your grade, and I'll explain that a little bit more in a second or so. So you have quizzes. So every week you will have a quiz that is worth 150 points. However, the quizzes, only 10 of them, there'll be 12 total, but only 10 of them will count to your final grade. Okay, so what that means is you basically get 2 freebies. Your 2 lowest scores will be dropped at the end of the semester. And the way that quizzes work, along with discussion boards and assignments, is that everything will become available at Sunday at 11:59 p.m. and will close the following Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So you have exactly 1 week to complete the quiz, discussion board, or homework assignment, depending on what it is. And those will always kind of vary. You'll have to kind of look at the course schedule. Most of the time, you'll either have a quiz and an assignment or a discussion board. I think only 1 week you have all 3 at once. So again, similar with assignments, those are worth 100 points total. You will be given, and they're worth 20 points each. You will be given 6 over the entire course of the semester, but only 5 will count towards your final grade. So again, kind of has that freebie built in. the lowest score will be dropped. Again, with discussion boards, I have a similar kind of mechanism built in. So those are worth 100 points. There will be 5 discussion boards over the course of the semester, not including the introductions discussion board. And only 4 of those will count towards your final grade. So again, you can miss 1 discussion board and not be penalized for it. So discussion boards are a little bit different because I require you to interact with some of your classmates. Okay, so there are 4 components for you to get the full credit for the discussion board grade. First is your response to the original discussion board question. 2 is coming up with a discussion board question that your fellow classmates can answer. And then 3, 2 responses from you to 2 different classmates discussion boards questions. Okay, so not just 1, not just 2. You need to go in and respond to 2 different classmates questions, and those are each worth 5 points. So if you only do 1, you're only going to get half credit for that. And the discussion board is worth 25 points. Then finally, your exams will be a mixture of multiple choice and essay questions, short answer essay questions. So, a paragraph, 2 paragraphs, nothing super major. And likely I'll give you the essay questions ahead of time, but the multiple choice, of course, will be separate, and you will have to take those, in a timed kind of setting. All right, so here's the grade scale. Pretty straightforward. There's 580 points total in this class. And, you can ascertain what an A, B, C, D, or F is. All right, so I kind of already talked about the book. It is required. In terms of where to find things, everything will be in course content, okay? And the way that I have those folders set up is that they're weekly folders, okay? So week 1, we'll have, of course, all the assignments that are due for this week. So the syllabus quiz will be in there, the introductions discussion board. And so for next week, we'll start chapter 1. So chapter 1 PowerPoint will be in there. There's a copy of a PDF of chapter 1 in there for those of you who haven't got your book yet. And then there will also be like your quiz 1 and then also the discussion board for next week, okay? So this is important, and you'll get familiar with these weekly to-do lists every week as I post these in announcements. And basically what they are is they're exactly what you're supposed to do that week, okay? So what I'll say is, here's your weekly to-do list. I'll say 1, please read chapter 1, 2, please review chapter 2 PowerPoint. 3, please complete quiz over chapter 1. And then 4, complete the assignment or the discussion board if there's anything that is due that week. And again, remember that assignments, discussion boards, all that you have from Sunday to Sunday to kind of do those things. There will be some interaction in this class over the discussion board. And as I would have the expectation for in class, I expect you to be respectful of one another during class activities, discussions, so on and so forth. We're all adults here, and I hold you to these expectations of being cordial and respectful of your classmates, and so on and so forth. All right. In terms of grading policy and feedback, I try to grade everything within 1 to 2 weeks of the assignment being turned in. However, this is not always possible due to, what's going on in my life, if I have scheduling issues or conferences or I'm just busy. But if it's not 2 weeks, it'll be 3 weeks. And often I will let you know if there's going to be a delay on your assignment or not. And that'll happen more towards like the end of the semester when things get really, really busy for me. Late assignments, makeups, and incompletes, these are basically not accepted unless there's extenuating circumstances. However, those have to be approved by me. The next thing is course communication. Again, I said earlier that the best way to get hold of me is through email. And also check your Blackboard announcements, because I regularly update you on important information about assignment due dates or the weekly to-do lists, through Blackboard announcements, okay? If you have questions directly for me, please email me. But remember, every time you ask a question that can be answered by the syllabus, monsters eat a kitten.